What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Today's episode, we are going over our round by round value. We are going to break down each round of a auto draft that we went through earlier today, and we are going to say our top three favorite picks from each round, just so we can talk about which picks we like best from each round. I am joined by Jordan and Seth. Head over and check us out on YouTube at tffdudes. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack. It is draft month, guys. Don't show up to your draft empty-handed. Head over to Trophy Smack /dudes, 15% off your whole entire order, guys. They now have a nice, full-size helmet you can wear at trophysmack.com. You can customize that. They have belts. They have last place finishes, participation ribbons, all that good stuff. Just head over to trophysmack.com /dudes. It is late here on a Tuesday night. Phil is I don't know if his computer has a virus. I don't know if he doesn't have Wi-Fi. I have no idea what is going on with Phil, but we're going to do our round by round values, guys. And then we will have something else coming out to you on Monday. Again, not sure what exactly that will be. Just a nice little short show. Going to be having waiver wires coming to you. I might have some DFS stuff later each week. Also, just a little preview of what our plans are this season. Guys, how are you doing? Jordan, you hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm tired today, feeling it today, but I'm ready to go.
You're back in school. It's draft month. You got drafts. You're balancing, work life, all that good stuff. You're doing good though.
Yeah. Just it's always first week back. It takes a little while to get the swing of things. So, yeah. But
Seth, how are you doing, man? You hanging in there? He looks like you got a new haircut. Is that true?
Yeah, I got a haircut last week. My hair is no longer long. I don't have to wear a hat anymore. So it's nice. But yeah, like Jordan was saying, it's, at least for me and Trent, like summer's busy and I don't know, I'm just tired. But, what gets me really excited though is I got to watch my nephews play their first carnival game, playing some football, the first year playing football. That gets me excited. I get to watch a lot of football this year, high school, college, NFL. I'm just excited for football to come back, to be honest.
We have football every Saturday till the end of the year now, right? Is that correct? It's officially football season. Yes, we got a couple games this weekend. We got one game. How many college football games?
Three on Saturday.
Nice. So you're running out of time to do your college football best ball drafts, Jordan. That's what you're saying?
I think they close. I'm pretty much done. I pretty much did all I'm going to do. But I think they close 24th. What is that, Saturday? So I think they're maybe Friday, whatever that is.
If you want to get those in, head over to Underdog, enter promo code DUDES. Match you up to $100, guys. All that good stuff. Before we get into these round by round values, I just have a couple fantasy polls. I think I have 3 of them. We've been getting a lot of juice on X at tffdudes, getting a lot of comments about why would you post this, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to head over there. I'm going to do the old screen share up here. So let's check that out right here. Who are you drafting? I got DJ Moore or DK Metcalf. What are you guys thinking between these two guys?
I've been taking DJ Moore. I don't know. I'm getting kind of excited about the Bears offense a little bit. Caleb Williams looks pretty good. I know there's a lot of hype on the Seattle offense with Ryan Grubb. But I don't know. I've been taking DJ Moore over Metcalf. I think DJ Moore is going to end up being the guy for Caleb. So I don't know. I've been taking a lot of Moore.
What are you thinking, Seth? I know you're a Seahawks guy. Phil's not here. You're able to speak freely right now. Are you into the Ryan Grubb hype? Are you wanting to be into the Ryan Grubb hype? You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely want to be, right. I mean, because if it's right, then the Seahawks are definitely better than they were last year. In terms of like DK, like he's always been like a solid, like you're for sure going to get a certain amount of points, but you're not going to get these blow up games like I think you can get with DJ Moore. So I think in terms of fantasy football, willing to take a risk, I think I'd willing to take a risk on DJ Moore instead of over DK, and just being like, okay, DJ Moore is going to be the guy. He's going to have these crazy games and he's being consistent. I don't know if DK is going to be this crazy, point machine, but he's going to be consistent. So I think it's choosing between consistency and risk, and I'll go with risk here.
ADP is very similar between the two of them. ADP is the same. I'm a DJ Moore guy. Like I've always been DJ Moore. I think he's been my dude a couple times. We're going to have that coming up shortly too, hopefully before your guys' drafts. But percentages on this, we had 331 people vote on this, and 51.7% said DK Metcalf. 48.3% said DJ Moore. Still got 17 hours left on this poll. So, so 17 hours left on the poll. Could be a lot of things that change there. It could go the other way. I felt like that was a lot closer than what I thought. I thought it was actually going to be higher towards DJ Moore, but it was not. Next one here, I have Devonta Smith versus Chris Olave. What are you guys thinking here? What do you think the juice is here? Tell me what you're thinking you would do, and then what you think it is.
I mean, I think it should be Olave by a lot. I voted on this, so I kind of know what it is, but I don't even think this is close, to be honest. I think it's Olave by a landslide.
I feel like it was close last time I saw it. Seth, you're kind of agreeing with that?
No, yeah. I don't personally think it should be close, though. I don't think it should be close
either. I think it should clearly be Olave, wide receiver 1 versus the number 2 option in Philly.
And their ADP is a little bit far off too, I think.
Their ADP is off, but
they're both kind of going second round though.
The thing is, the people are comparing, Devonta Smith last 2 years versus Olave's, and Smith being a number 2 and still putting up good numbers versus Olave not really putting up that real true, up to his ability wide receiver 1 points,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I think Smith's ADP has risen the last couple of weeks. Like, I probably have I might have some best ball teams where, like, I have Olave in the second round and Devonta Smith in the third round. But, I mean, their ADP is probably closing a bit. But, I mean, Olave is pretty much a surefire second rounder. I've been taking Olave a lot in the beginning of the second round.
All right. So, he's kind of moving up then, Jordan, on that. I feel like I've been seeing him more closer mid to end of the second round. But if he's moving up, then yeah. So right now on this poll here, we have out of 940 votes, 59.4% said Chris Olave, 40.6% said Devonta Smith. So, close to 1,000 votes right there. It definitely was getting juiced up right there. A lot of votes, but yeah, that's a smash. But comments definitely seem to be a lot of Devonta Smith truthers in there. Olave's clearly the winner. All right, last one here. I have, who are you taking 101 overall? Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill? Not as many votes on this, but still a good amount of votes that I thought we should bring this up. And I thought it was close enough that we should bring it up. And I put this on Instagram as well. But I'm guessing you guys are all going Christian McCaffrey. Tyreek Hill, was seen in a arm brace today, I believe is what it was.
It's like a wrist brace, I think.
Wrist brace. So kind of like Phil. I actually think Phil's not on here because he has that carpal tunnel brace. I think that's part of the reason he's trying to, rest the wrist for work. Is anyone here are you kind of thinking Tyreek Hill? Do you think they're just both slam dunks that you wouldn't go against either one? Like what are you guys thinking?
I mean,
Jordan,
I think it's CMC. The only guy I'm taking over CMC is CeeDee Lamb, but
okay,
that's the only person I'm taking over CMC.
Yeah, I still think CMC here.
Okay. So you like Lamb over CMC, or that's just the only guy you would be willing to do it for?
No, that's the only person I think is even worth having a conversation about over CMC.
All right. 54.5% said Christian McCaffrey. 45.5% said Tyreek Hill. 415 votes total. That was the final on that. So they definitely were, the polls have been getting juiced lately. I'm going to keep doing these every day on X. You won't want to miss those. Go give us a sub at tffdudes. And let's jump into these round by round values here. So round by round values. And these are presented by our friends over at Sleeper. Sleeper is the place where we have all of our fantasy football leagues, dynasty, dynamic payouts, all that good stuff. Go check out the dynamic payouts. They have different plays every single week. You pick the higher, you pick the lower. Enter promo code DUDES100. They will match you up to $100, guys. Head over to Sleeper and take your whole entire league over there with you as well. So let's hop into these round by round values here. All right, first round on our round by round values here. We got, like you said, Jordan, this was all computer generated. I did not do this on Sleeper. I did a mock draft, had the computer do it. We have CD Lamb at 1-1, Jamar Chase at 1-2, CMC following all the way to 1-3, which seems wild to me. Bijan at 1-5, Justin Jefferson at 1-6, Tyreek Hill 1-7, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 1-8, and AJ Brown at 1-9, Saquon Barkley at 1-10, Garrett Wilson at 1-12. So, and Marvin Harrison at 1-12. I was zoomed in a little too much. Follow along a little bit better at YouTube at tffdudes. So we're not going to judge off of this on where guys went. We're just going to say what our favorite picks are of each round. So round by round value, I'm guessing easily, Jordan, you can say CD Lamb and CMC is probably your favorite, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like not even worth talking about them just because they're going to go 1-2. Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah. I think so for example, I had a guy ask me today at 1-9, do you take AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson? I prefer AJ Brown over Garrett Wilson. I think you could kind of, I don't know, I think that's an argument, like who you like better there. Just because I think consensus is that the first 8 picks in every draft is what? CMC, Tyreek, CeeDee Lamb, Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Bijan Breece Hall, right? If those 8 guys go, and usually 7 and 8 is Bijan Breece, right? It's CMC, 5 receivers, the 2 running backs, and then at 9 you have AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson. I prefer AJ Brown. Some people might prefer Garrett Wilson. The guy that I think I like the most though in that first round, and like where you can get him, is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's what I was gonna say.
Especially if like someone takes, if you have that last, like if usually it's like it goes CD, Tyreek, Chase, Justin Jefferson, and then St. Brown. But sometimes another running back will get in that mix before, and you can kind of get St. Brown as like that 7 guy. I really think that's like the best value you can get in the first round.
That was interesting, but
keep going, Seth.
I had a draft recently, and he was, I believe, the 4th receiver off the board. So, like, someone picked him over, what we said, we topped those top 8 guys. I think he was the 6th overall pick. So he was the 4th, third receiver off the board. So, they took him over some other guys. And I think that's fine if you're willing to take that stretch on him, pick him earlier than that 7th spot if you have it. And I wouldn't mind him being my first pick.
I was getting really heavy into like I did an underdog draft this weekend, and I was like, I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown first round no matter what. Like, I'm gonna take him. I just wanted to see how my team would line up and see if I'd maybe want to do that, because I really like Amon-Ra. I just, like, Jordan, you got me fired up on him with just how consistent he is. The guy doesn't get hurt, all that stuff. Like a guy that's just going to play for you, and plays through pain. And I got the number 1 overall pick. And I was like, shoot, I said, I'm going to do it. And I didn't like my team as much as I thought I was going to like it by taking Amon-Ra in the first round. But I kind of like running back first round and then, fill up with the receivers on the way back for a couple rounds. But yeah, I didn't feel like it was the right time to do that, was the 1-1, but I did it,
it's tough to take him at 1-1.
Yeah, I just like went in there like, I'm getting him if he's there no matter what. And I was like, well, mom didn't raise a liar. Seth, you had a draft this past week. I wanted to talk about this in the intro. You were being a little quiet. You were, kind of drooling about your new haircut. Talk to us about this draft you did. You did you can do your draft on Sleeper, and it does ADP. It really helps everybody out, helps the draft out. But you had some rules at this draft for like how you could draft. Can you just describe this a little bit? Did you just were you just completely just like didn't know what to say? Did you get scared? Did you panic? Stage fright? Talk to us.
So this league was his 10th year anniversary. I haven't been in the league for all 10 years. So last year we went back to a sticker draft, which they'd done in the past. It was really fun. We did still do ADP, and people kind of looked it up on their computer, could use their computer for wherever they wanted during their allotted time. So we had a sticker, and then one of our commissioners was on the draft and just manually picking the players after you grabbed your sticker and put it on. Well, this year the league voted on, we're not going to do any Wi-Fi. You can still use a computer if you want to use a spreadsheet or whatever. But there's no Wi-Fi sticker draft, and the only person using Wi-Fi, I guess, was the one of the commissioners who was basically just copy pasting, from the sticker board onto the sleeper draft. And it was really fun. And like the whole drafting process, like took a decent amount of time, which was fun. And everyone got a little bit longer. I think it was between 2 and 3 minutes. I think we bumped it down at the end, but it was really fun. The variants, we looked at the variants, like based off like a normal ADP draft. It was pretty high. I still think for our league that still would have happened, but not nearly as much. Like there was some pretty big variance, which was cool.
What was one of the like biggest reaches you thought in that draft? Not having ADP, having the ADP, everyone on a cell phone on sleeper, it really helps the dumber people, the less prepared. It plays into their hands. Was there anything on that draft where you're just like, wow, that was a reach? Or do you feel like everybody did a pretty good job? And you can blast your league mates. I don't care.
Yeah. It was actually one of our relatives, Trent, took James Cook late second round. I think it was like 210 or something.
Yeah. I hate that we have relatives that don't listen to the
bad.
pod, Seth.
I don't know if he listens to the pod, so he probably never.
Clearly he doesn't.
But we'll make fun of him tomorrow, Trent. Yeah, he took James Cook at 210. So that was rough. He did that, and everyone just kind of laughed, And in his fantasy football name, it says he knows fantasy football, and that just made me laugh because Josh Allen's going to run for like 15 touchdowns this year. So, but anyways, that's part of the fun. I don't think he's a dumb fantasy football analyst or whatever player, but I think he took that dumb risk more maybe because we're all on paper, So
yeah, and okay. All right, let's hop in the second round here. Before we hop into the second round here on this round by round value, I will say that I was, someone reached out to us on YouTube at tffdudes, said, hey, is there any other season-long plays you like on Underdog? So I went in there, and Josh Allen's rushing prop is up. It is up to 500.5. It was at 499.5. So I think that helps us out, guys. We're on the right track. It's already going up. People are boosting the over. It's getting juiced. So get on this train before it's too late. Second round here. Here we go. Second round. So hopping into the second round, I don't like this view as much, but we will make it work. So coming back, we have Jahmyr Gibbs at 212, Jameer Gibbs at 2-1, Jonathan Taylor at 2-2, Kyron Williams at 2-3, Devonta Adams at 2-4, Travis Etienne at 2-5, Josh Allen at 2-6, Derrick Henry at 2-7, Devin Achane at 2-8, Puka at 2-9, Chris Olave at 2-10, Drake London at 211, Travis Kelce at 212. What pick do you hate the most in here? What pick do you like the most in here? The Puka, that's the latest I've ever seen him go. And Underdog, all that stuff. Mock drafts. Have you seen Puka go that late, Jordan?
He's starting to go later, Trent.
Okay.
He's starting to go later. I think I did if I could pull this up, I did a DraftKings best ball. I don't know if we're supposed to, maybe I shouldn't even mention their name. But I had a free ticket, so I did one there. Let me see. I think he went really late, like later. He went like 2-4 or whatever. So I mean, it's still later though. Like he is falling, I guess is my point. He's starting to fall a little bit. That is late. To answer your question,
first, I feel like.
Yeah, it's starting to fall more. Answer your question. My least favorite pick is Derrick Henry at what is that 2-6 or whatever, 2-7. My favorite is Drake London at the back of the second round. That's just that's an elite pick right there. elite.
And that's really
You can
late.
start your draft with Jamar Chase and Drake London. Like that's just it's too good.
Yeah. I think my least favorite pick in this round here, just being nitpicky, Devontae Adams and AJ Brown is still pretty good. I think Gardner Minshew still, I think that's the best case for scenario for Devontae Adams, right? I'm gonna say my
Yeah, I
least
think
favorite,
so.
my least favorite pick. I think I'm gonna go Achane is my least favorite pick in this round. Like I really like. Is there? I don't think there's anyone more risky than Achane in the second round. Like he could be really good. He has more. He had the same amount of big plays as Reggie Bush did his whole career. But I just want to see a little bit
staying
more.
away. I'm staying away.
Yeah, like I just think
I
that's
have
a
him in
little
a
too
dynasty.
rich.
Have him in a dynasty, but that's about it. I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm staying away there too. I guess maybe I don't. Not my least favorite is I just have never drafted Travis Etienne, and I don't feel like him. I just never. I just always try to avoid him if I can. If that makes sense. I don't know
Mhm.
why. Maybe I'm really dumb for it. I just don't really know if he has consistent points, right? And he does have some pretty good games, but it's not anything that I feel like I don't know these other guys could have. Like it almost sounds Jordan might hate me for this, but I almost feel like I might want Derrick Henry than Travis Etienne sometimes. I don't know why.
I'm getting
So
higher on Henry. Um,
I
I
don't
don't
like
think I'm
running
going.
backs. I don't
Yeah,
like
I don't
running
think I'm
backs
going
in
to get him.
second round at all.
I don't like it
So
either.
Mhm.
I haven't done it once.
That Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen stack Team 7 has is kind of nice. I don't think you're going to get Tyreek Hill at 7 though.
yeah, I mean it's virtually not realistic at all. But
Yeah. Okay. We'll go to the next round here. Third round, it comes back at 3-1 with Josh Jacobs, Brandon Ayuk at 3-2, Mike Evans 3-3, Sam Laporta at 3-4, Isaiah Pacheco at 3-5, Nico Collins at 3-6, Malik Neighbors at 3-7, Lamar Jackson at 3-8, Stephon Diggs at 3-9, Debo Samuel at 3-10, Jalen Hurts at 3-11, Jalen Waddle at 3-12. I feel like this whole computer draft is a little all over the place. I have not seen what was it? I have not seen what was it? Where did Marvin Harrison go in this whole? Oh, Marvin Harrison was 12.
yeah,
I
he
said
went.
that already. I was to say Harrison hasn't been called, but he has. Favorite pick in this round?
I like Neighbors in the third, and you can get them. You can get them like honestly, like I think like team 2, maybe not the players that he has, but like how it's drafted. Like Jamar
Yes.
Chase, you can get it too. But let's say that's CeeDee Lamb. Like let's just say that's CeeDee Lamb. Let's say that's maybe Devonta Adams in the second or Chris Olave in the second, and then you come back with like Neighbors in the third, maybe. Like I like those draft. I like that draft where you get like it's like okay, I have CD, Olave, Neighbors. Like I like Neighbors in the second and the third round. Neighbors is growing on me. I admit I was not high on him early in the year. He's growing on me quite a bit. I just think they're going to force feed him the ball. He's going to be the guy there. So Neighbors is probably my favorite in that round.
Do you think Neighbors' finish is higher than Marvin Harrison Jr., Jordan?
Well, I'm going to say no, but I'm probably closer than most people think.
Yeah. The QB play is what it comes down to. My favorite pick in this round, third round, I was really high on Debo just because of the Ayuk stuff. I feel like Debo should. Do you think Ayuk should go before Debo like this, Jordan? Or do you think Ayuk should be going after Debo?
I'm
I
not
think they're
drafting
very.
Ayuk until I know. But I did
I don't know.
draft
I think
CD the other day.
they're coin flippy, but
Okay.
maybe Debo's a little bit higher floor. I don't know.
It's crazy that Nico Collins and Diggs both went in the third round in this. That's kind of what I'm seeing too.
Mhm.
I did a poll with Diggs today, and people just went off on me about why would I do Diggs, but it's like every draft I do, Stephon Diggs doesn't get out of the third round. and that's like Underdog and stuff like that too. Maybe, Fantasy X is just way, out on Diggs like we are. I don't mind. So my favorite pick here, I haven't seen Waddle go this late either, Jordan. I'm going to say my favorite pick. I like Evans in the third. I feel like I've been seeing him go in the second a lot. I think he's going to get his 1,000 yards. He's a tie Jerry Rice this year, get some TDs. I think Evans in the third round is great value. I like the CMC, Olave, Evans stack that team 3 has going on right there. I think that's a solid lineup right there if you're into Olave and with Evans. So what are you, my least favorite pick? Probably Stephon Diggs is my least favorite pick here in this round. Would you guys agree with that? I'm feeling like it's pointing more and more to Nico Collins being the guy in Houston.
I'm kind of high on Tank Dell too.
Yeah,
for what it's worth. I it's funny you guys say this. I do. It sucks going last sometimes because I like Neighbors and I like Mike Evans. But one thing I have liked recently is Isaiah Pacheco. I got him in one draft after I drafted 2 receivers, and then I got Pacheco. Looking at the running back situation there in KC, it looks like that guy is going to be doing everything. And if we think the Chiefs are going to be good again for the third year in a row, potentially going for 3 Super Bowls, like he's going to be good. Like he's going to score touchdowns. I think potentially this could be one of his best years. Could be this year, which is why I think he's going in the third round. So I actually like his value pretty decently here. Is that if that's your first running back, you go 2 receivers, running back, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. He's kind of been the Kansas City's kind of been like you almost could have gotten these running backs like really late. Waiver type running backs. I think this is the year, and everything at camp is acting like he's going to be getting a lot of volume there.
Yeah,
I know not Marquise Brown. Sorry, I know Xavier Worthy looked really good in the preseason game. I'm sure that his draft stock, like I did Underdog draft, he was going way higher in that draft than what he has been. So I think by the time
where'd he go,
your
Trent?
draft was around, I want to say he went in the 5th. Jordan,
It's pretty standard.
and then
it's where he's been going.
I think I saw him. I am in a long draft right now. What is that? Is that what it's called? Long draft?
Slow draft.
Slow draft. And he went in the 4th.
That's high.
So with money involved, he did go in the 4th. So not a dynasty. So yeah, I do feel like he is going up a little bit more. And by the time it comes around, it'll be even more. All right. 4th round here. Let's hop into the 4th round. We got James Cook at 4-1. This is definitely not your draft, Seth. Michael Pittman at 4-2. Patrick Mahomes at 4-3. DJ Moore at 4-4. Cooper Kupp at 4-5. DK Metcalf at 4-6. Rashad White at 4-7. Devonta Smith at 4-8. Alvin Kamara at 4-9. Mark Andrews at 4-10. Joe Mixon at 4-11. Anthony Richardson at 4-12. I'm going to say my favorite pick here is Cooper Kupp. I've been taking Cooper Kupp in the 4th.
Trent. This is the most unrealistic round.
You think it's too unreal?
Because
he's going.
You're not getting more. You're not. No, he's going to go in the 2nd in a lot of stuff now, Trent. Like you're not getting Kupp, Metcalf, and Smith anywhere in the 4th round. So, I mean, I like all those guys. I think Devonta. You can get Devonta Smith in the 4th. He's the guy who you can get in the 4th. You're not getting Cooper Kupp in the 4th round, though.
I've been seeing a lot of. DJ Moore is definitely one I don't think is going in the 4th either.
DJ Moore?
I think he's more 3rd.
Third. Yeah, maybe Smith, and Smith is the most realistic. Like,
in the
best ball that I did,
Underdog.
In the best ball I did last night, Cooper Kupp went 19th overall.
Okay, so he's jumping up drastically then, because the one I did on Saturday, I think he was in. It's close. He was in mid 3rd.
I mean, I could look at the last Underdog one I did. That was last week, I think.
Okay.
So I got Cooper Kupp in the 4th in my sticker draft for what it's worth, 4-9.
So this is half point PPR, but
Cooper Kupp went 19th overall in the last Underdog. I took him 19th actually.
Okay. Well, that changes a little bit right there. Yeah. Back middle of the 4th is probably late. Probably a little too rich. So you think Devonta's going in the 4th, Jordan? I feel like I've been seeing Devonta going way earlier than the 4th on Underdog, but that's full half point PPR.
That's half. Let me
It's
look.
half. Okay.
This other one, Cooper Kupp went. Where'd he go? Yeah, he went first pick of the 3rd round.
Okay.
And then you asked about who? Devonta?
Yeah, Devonta Smith.
He went like 3.8. He went 31. So 3rd round too.
Okay.
Metcalf went 3rd round. DJ Moore 3rd round. So.
And then looking in here as well, Rashad White. I think that's good value for, if you don't have a running back yet. I think him in the 4th.
I don't know.
is
I don't know
kinda
how I feel
standard.
about White. I don't know how I feel about him.
He had so much usage, and it wasn't like he wasn't super productive. He just got used nonstop.
4th round is like
PPR.
my least favorite round.
I don't know if you're going to get him much later than that though for what he did last year.
No, I'm saying the 4th round in general is my least favorite round to draft in.
Okay,
It's
I
really
like
hard.
Joe Mixon here.
Yeah, you guys like the running backs more than I do. I'll be honest, I'm starting most of my drafts, like best ball drafts, with 5 receivers.
you're going best ball though, not redraft.
But redraft, I think I'm taking probably
3 receivers.
Well, it depends what the format is. If you give me 3 receivers and a flex, I'm taking 4 receivers to start the draft.
Yeah. So this is 2 receivers and a flex, and this is half point PPR for perspective.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you tell me, so I'm still probably starting every round, every draft with 3 receivers, or maybe if I have a high pick, I'm taking CMC and then the 3 receivers after that. So this 4th round can cause some trouble for me. I don't like the running backs here. My
preference is running back then receivers till the
running
5th
back
is probably
round 1. Yeah, but if you
do.
get in that 4 or 5 pick, you're not reaching on one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might take Bijan or Brees Trent. That's your personal preference there, but
I would take Bijan at 4.
Yeah, I think that's too high. But can you pull that draft up, Trent, back
Yeah,
up?
I got it right here.
We see, like, McBride hasn't gone yet, right?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, this is where I start taking some tight ends. I've actually started taking tight ends in the 4th round. I kind of like McBride here in the 4th. He'll probably go pretty quick now in the 5th in this draft.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, like, obviously the receivers are my favorite. I think Devonta is probably the most realistic there in that 4th round, and I do like Devonta quite a bit.
Okay. And then, so you don't think Cooper's going to be there? That's what I said was Cooper.
There's no chance.
You don't think DJ Moore is going to be there?
No.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know, home leagues, I don't know. You could be playing with guys
no
and
telling.
maybe it's possible. I just have a hard time believing Cooper Kupp's going to be there in the 4th round.
You don't want to take Mahomes there, Jordan?
You can. I don't like my teams when I take quarterback in the 4th, but again, like I just might be forced to because I just don't really like the running backs. We're kind of where they're going in the 4th. But
at some point we all probably need to take a quarterback just so we kind of can say who we like there. And then okay.
Yeah, but there's going to be quarterbacks I'm going to like later on.
I don't know if I'm high on Andrews this year. I feel like I'd rather get Trey McBride. So I'm going to say that's my least favorite pick in this round is Mark Andrews in the 4th because I think I'd rather get Trey McBride. So
I think that's
a lot
James
coming
Cook
from me
too.
So next round here, going to the 5th round, Zay Flowers at 5'1", which seems really early. CJ Stroud at 5'2", Amari Cooper at 5'3", Aaron Jones at 5'4", Dalton Kincaid at 5'5", Trey McBride at 5'6", Kenneth Walker at 5'7", T. Higgins at 5'8", David Montgomery at 5'9", George Pickens 5'10", George Kittle at 5'11", Joe Burrow at 5'12".
Trent, did you say Zay Flowers? It's early for him. I think it's late for him.
5'1".
He's been going the 3rd round, 3rd, 4th round most stuff.
I feel like that's early for. Maybe that's early for what I would take him.
This best ball that I'm looking at, I took him in the 3rd round.
You took him in the 3rd, so
I'm
that's
seeing
2
Flowers
rounds
in the
later.
I'm
4th.
fairly high on
Right.
Zay Flowers. I mean, his ADP on. I wish I could bring up his ADP. Do you have his AD? Let me see if I can find it.
I don't have it right now. A couple other things pulled up. I really like the Dalton Kincaid and the Trey McBride picks in this round. Those are probably my 2 favorite.
Where did McBride go?
McBride went at 5'6", Kincaid went at 5'5". I think that get a tight end like that in the 5th round, I think is nice. And I think both of those guys, Curtis Samuel is hurt. I know that's probably a shock to no one. So I think that helps Dalton Kincaid even more. Trey McBride, 5'6". I like McBride also. I have a season-long underdog play on him on the yards. I believe it was 800.5 is what I did on that. So I like Trey McBride at 5'6". Like those 2 tight ends, I really like. I actually like a lot of stuff in this round. Like I even like David. Like I've been taking David Montgomery in the 6, David Montgomery at 5'9". Maybe around earlier than what I've been getting him in my best ball drafts, but the Jahmyr Gibbs stuff is probably messing that up a little bit, with the injury, even though Campbell came out and said that he should be good to go week 1. I have a lot of Montgomery. I think I have 50% exposure to Montgomery in best ball. And I have a lot of Montgomery.
I just looked at 3 different best ball drafts I've done. Zay Flowers went in the 3rd round in all of them. So I'm pretty high on Zay. So I think that's kind of, but I could see in like a home league where he falls in the 5th round. I think that's pretty good value there for Zay Jones. So Zay Flowers. Sorry. I'm probably higher on him than you are, Trent. I like McBride in that 4th, 5th round. Especially if you already take we talked about, I honestly don't mind. If you can go 3 receivers, tight end, quarterback to start your first 5 rounds. And then you just start plucking off some running backs as you go, or maybe even wait another round for running backs. So I'm perfectly fine, not taking running backs till round 6 or 7.
Okay. That seems really late. I don't completely disagree. Especially when you get Montgomery there. I'm kind of running back first and keep going wide receiver. Like I said, but
let's see when we get there, and there might be some good ones, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then Seth, what are you thinking here? Are you kind of I don't hate George Kittle either. This I feel like this is a very nice round for tight end here, and we're in the 5th round here. All those tight ends, I think you should be happy with.
Yeah, I think I kind of like Kittle. My least favorite guy in this one is probably Pickens. I can't trust the Steelers.
Pickens is my least favorite too.
I can't trust the
Going
Steelers.
back on
I'll
that.
be honest.
Maybe
I think I
Aaron
hate
Jones?
Kenneth Walker and Aaron Jones. I'm not a fan of either one.
Jordan, I just think you might just have a really bad, just hate running backs and probably want to get rid of the position is what it sounds like.
No, there's a lot of running backs I like. They're just, you'll see. You'll find them when we'll get there.
Okay. No, that's good. But yeah. And then Amari Cooper, are we going to count him out this year? He just seems to always produce. I don't. He's not a fun guy to pick, though. He's probably going to finish at wide receiver 15 to 11, though, and you're not going to be happy about it. You probably won't be happy about it most weeks you have him either. All right. 6th round. Tank Dell at 6'1", Keenan Allen at 6'2", Evan Ingram at 6'3", Christian Kirk at 6'4", Ramondre Stevenson at 6'5", Kyle Pitts at 6'6", James Conner at 6'7", Terry McLaurin at 6'8", Xavier Worthy at 6'9", DeAndre Swift at 6'10", Jaden Reed at 6'11", Najee Harris at 6'12". I think you guys can probably figure out who my favorite is here, but
this is my round, man. There's a lot of good. This is a good round right here. I'll let Seth go. Seth, I don't want to steal it. You go, and I'll piggyback off you.
I like Dell a lot here. I think he goes a little bit earlier. Keenan Allen's nice with Caleb Williams. Man, Worthy seems really fun here too. But I think I'm going to go with Dell here just because I think the Texans are going to be good. I've been a fan of Dell for a while. I think he has the ability to be the number one guy over Nico Collins, but it's going to be hard to tell. And it probably won't end up happening just because Stroud's going to be throwing the ball to everyone. But I do like Dell a lot there. I think he can at least overtake Stephon Diggs. I think you'll like the value where you get him.
Jordan, what are you thinking here? This is your round.
I really like all the receivers in that round. I like Terry McLaurin. I love Terry McLaurin. I love Christian Kirk this year. I love Xavier Worthy. I like Jaden Reed, probably not as much as I did earlier in the year, but like Jaden Reed. Like, dude, this is a really good round. I'm skeptical they'll be there in the 6th. But I like all those guys. I think you can get one of them for sure in the 6th. I like them all.
All right. So what I have here, I like this round too, Jordan. I'm happy with it. I don't think you listened to probably my solo pod I did on Saturday, but I'm getting higher and higher on this guy, especially with the injury. I really like Najee Harris. They beefed up their offensive line the last 2 years, taking offensive linemen in the 1st round. I think Najee is going to be very good value in the 6th round. I think he's going to get all the goal line carries. And contract year, I like running backs on contract years. Guys say he's slow. He's actually slimmed down a little bit this offseason. So I think Najee at the end of the 6th round is very good value, especially if you're going to go wide receiver heavy. I think that's a really good running back as your RB2 to get there. And I'm talking about running back first
Trent.
round.
RB1.
I know you're saying RB1, but I'm saying like how I've been doing stuff. I'm getting Najee right there in the 6th, and then I'm done with running backs for a while. I go 1 and 6 right there, and I'm very happy with that stack. It's kind of Najee or David Montgomery, but I have a feeling with the injury to Jaylen Warren, and when I made the pod, this news wasn't known. I think the Jaylen Warren injury kind of clears up that backfield, and maybe Najee goes up a little earlier than where I'm wanting to take him. Maybe he goes up into that 5th, 4th. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of guys are just staying away from the Steelers with Russell Wilson there. I think it's going to be play action. They're just going to run the ball. Like, they got these 2 new 1st round offensive linemen from back-to-back years. I think that they run a lot of 12 personnel. That means Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth blocking. I think Najee is going to be nice. Did he get 1,000 yards rushing last year? He's shown in the past he can do it. I know that was with Big Ben, but I like Najee in the 6th round.
I think you're overrating maybe the impact of Jaylen Warren's injury. Like, he's probably gonna be back by week 2 at the latest. So I don't know. I actually been taking a lot of Warren over Najee. Obviously, that was before the injury. But I actually do like a running back in this round, Trent. I actually like a couple running backs in this round. This is a really good round. You got any guesses on what? I like Swift and I like James Conner. I like Swift and I like Conner. I like Conner too. I'm perfectly happy starting with one of those guys as my RB1. If I have a Bears receiver, probably don't love Swift, or if I plan on get Caleb, don't love Swift. But like, I'm perfectly fine with James Conner as my RB1. So whether that's 6th, 7th round, I'm perfectly fine with not taking a running back until one of those rounds. And if James Conner's there in the 6th, I don't have a running back. Maybe I go like receiver, tight end, receiver, running back. And James Conner, there he is.
All right. Least favorite pick. I'm going to just say Ramondre Stevenson. I just don't trust. I know it's a new regime. I don't
mind him.
You're the value, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I like him as an RB1. Like, I like these guys as like my first running back. I have, like, for example, Trent, this is the type of teams I'm talking about. You have CeeDee, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, Trey McBride, Terry McLaurin, James Conner, or Ramondre Stevenson, or DeAndre Swift. Sure, or Najee Harris. Like, and those are the type of teams that I'm talking about, with 4 stud receivers, a really good tight end / quarterback. Maybe take a stud quarterback in that round instead of a tight end. And then you go with a running back there. Like, I don't know. I don't need one of those top running backs. I want those top receivers. I want those stud tight ends. That's what I want on my teams.
All right. Next round here, round 7. Rome Odunze, Zamir White, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Nick Chubb, Chris Godwin, Raheem Mostert, Jordan Addison, Tony Pollard, David Njoku. Uh, I like went a little bit of a quarterback run here. I think this is kind of the round where you want to where I kind of want to get the end of my quarterbacks. Like I like Kyler Murray. I like the rushing ability. And I also like Jordan Love. Those are the two guys that I think Jordan Love's kind of the last QB I want to take in fantasy football. Maybe you want Daniels is maybe the last guy you'd say. I'm going to say Jordan Love is who I'm going to go with here in the 7th round is my favorite pick. What are you thinking here, Jordan?
I'll be honest. I hate every single person in this round. I'm not gonna lie.
Just in fantasy football.
I maybe like a Dunze the most, but I'm not a Zamir White guy. I just don't like the quarterbacks this early. I want to wait a little bit more if I can. I like Chubb, but I just don't know when he's gonna be back. So like, it's kind of made me like him a little bit less.
If you're zero RB, you should be
fine.
Pronouncing on Jerome Brown.
What'd you say?
If you're zero RB, just pronounce on Jerome Brown. That'll get you a couple weeks. Ford, sorry, Jerome Ford, sorry. It's Jerome Brown, the guy who played DN for the Eagles.
The guy I'm most likely to take is probably Chubb in this round, but I really don't like it. I'm probably
that's where I lean to.
Drafting someone else in this round. I don't want to lie, I really just don't like. If you made me pick my favorite quarterback out of those four, it's Murray? Kyler or Love, like you said. I've gotten a little bit higher on Kyler a bit, a little bit lower on Love, but yeah, I don't really love much in this round. It's a weird round for me.
Okay, I'm gonna keep.
But I think the weird computer, the way the computer's drafted this whole draft, kind of makes this round kind of weird.
Yeah, Seth, anyone you really like in here, or is it just kind of you agreeing with Jordan? Or are you like,
if you can get Nick, if you have 2 running backs already, or if you're willing to take like Chubb, like as your second running back, and then grabbing another guy, like who's Jordan's going to talk about later, I think it's fine grabbing Chubb here. I lean with Jordan here. Like I think my whole draft strategy was like, hey, if it's value, I'm going to try to grab Stroud. If not, I'm going for a later quarterback, as in Daniels, or I like Goff later too. So
here's why I like Nick Chubb here. If you have a league with an IR spot, you can draft Chubb in the 7th, 8th round. Don't be afraid of it. Put him on your IR. You get to add another person off of free agency, and you kind of just have that extra spot there. So I don't mind drafting IR guys. It is a little early, but you kind of, the IR spot makes all the difference in the world there, in my opinion. But that's probably 7th round for an IR spot. You're right. It's probably a little rich. Next round,
I think, like Seth said, it does depend on your roster construction.
Yeah.
If you have a couple good running backs, or maybe you took a running back at the top, Trent, like you'd like to do with like Gibbs or CMC or Bijan or Brees, then you come back with like one of those guys like a Najee, Connor, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, and then Chubb's kind of like your third running back. Yeah. I think it's okay. I just like the way that I'm drafting now, like he ends up being like a second running back, and I just don't love it, just because there's a lot of risk there. But
yeah, I'm if he's your second running back, I absolutely don't like it. He's number 3 on my board. Like that's where I'm taking him as third running back. Next on the list here, guys, I have where we at here? Calvin Ridley, Ladd McConkey, Rashee Rice, Brock Bowers, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, DeAndre Hopkins, Deontay Johnson, Javonte Williams, Devin Singletary, Jake Ferguson, Jonathan Brooks. My least favorite pick here, like, do we even know if Jonathan Brooks is going to be, like, when's he playing?
I don't know. I've kind of been staying away.
That's my least favorite pick there.
I think that Javonte Williams is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I like Keon Coleman. That could be Josh Allen's number 1 receiver outside of Kincaid. And Rashee Rice.
I think Rice
isn't a bad play there.
Rice is my favorite for sure.
I love Ferguson. I already picked a tight end though, because I said Kincaid and McBride. I think that's great value for Ferguson. Do you guys think that Brock Bowers should be going ahead of Jake Ferguson in these drafts? Because I feel like I'm seeing that a little bit close. Like I think like Ferguson's kind of Dak's number 2 guy. And if you're getting Ferguson after Brock Bowers, I think you should be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I think they're probably closer than you think, Trent. I think you're kind of a Ferguson guy. Might be clouding your
Maybe so.
I think you're just biased a little bit when it comes to that. I know you really like him. But I also I think Bowers is gonna have, I don't know. I think they're probably closer than you think they are.
I saw a guy put on X today, and he said Brock Bowers, Underdog, and it's going to change. His touchdown reception total on the season was 3.5. He said, has there ever been an easier smash on the over? So just, if that's something you want to look at, enter promo code DUDES, matchup to $100. All right, next round here, I might have to shift the screen around a little bit here. We're here. Zach Moss, Jalen Warren, Tajay Spears, B. Rob, Austin Eckler, Caleb Williams, Dallas Goedert, Brian Thomas, Tua, Trey Benson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and TJ Hawkinson. That's way too early for TJ Hawkinson for a tight end that is going to be starting the year out injured. I don't know if I like this whole round. Is there anyone in this round you really like?
I love this round, Trent. This is my round right here, Trent.
I'm a Trey Benson guy. I've been trading for Trey Benson in Dynasty. I know you like James Conner, Jordan. He's never played a full season. I think Trey Benson is a perfect handcuff.
I don't even know what the handcuff. I don't think it's worth it. I want one of those guys. If I don't have Conner, I want Trey Benson. If I have Conner, I don't want Trey Benson. Just because you're not handcuffing Trent when you do those strategies where James Conner is your RB1, you're not handcuffing them because you're limiting your upside there, right? I don't think you need to handcuff a guy you're taking in the 6th, 7th round. It doesn't really make sense to me. You're capping your upside because what you really want there with your running back in the 6th round is a guy who's going to be that RB1 who's going to overperform his draft position, right? So do you disagree with that?
No, I'm almost a guy, and maybe I said this wrong. I almost like handcuffing other people's running backs more, but you probably disagree with that too.
That's what I'm saying. I like having one of those Cardinals running backs on my teams. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get Conner, I like targeting Benson later. If I get Conner earlier, I'm not going to take Benson later. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But I like Jalen Warren, and I think his ADP is going to go even down, which is even greater value. I think the Steelers are going to be behind in games. He's going to be there. They're going to get a lot of dump downs. He's probably better full point PPR guy than half point PPR guy. Really like Spears in this round. Spears is my highest owned player in best ball. 75% Spears. It's probably too much, but I just think he's the guy there in Tennessee. I think he's going to be the RB1 there. And then can you pull it back up, Trent? There was one more guy that I like Eckler here too.
Is that a lot earlier than you've been seeing Eckler go?
No, he's rising quite a bit. Okay. I mean, we talked early a month ago, and he was going in the 11th, 12th round, and now he's kind of risen. Who is in between Spears and Eckler? I can't.
Spears and Eckler is
Brian Robinson.
Oh yeah, see, I don't really like Robinson. I'm like Eckler over Robinson, Warren over Najee, kind of for me, especially now based on value. I like some of the running backs. I'm again, Trent. I know you can call me crazy, but I'm perfectly fine going into a team with James Conner, Spears as my RB1 and 2. I'm just okay with that. I can live with it.
What are you thinking about Zach Moss there? Because I'm hearing a lot of buzz about Chase Brown.
I'm a Chase Brown guy,
and I'm not seeing him move up in drafts.
I'm not seeing him move up
above Zach Moss enough. I feel like they're still going close.
He's going fairly early. He's definitely risen quite a bit. And what I've seen in the drafts that I've been in.
Okay. All right. Seth, anything here you want to add on, Jackson Smith-Njigba? I know that's your guy. I know you have the throwback uni.
Yeah, I mean, I think I go with Jordan here because I think my strategy more aligns with Jordan. I think if you are pretty heavy RB, I don't think you would mind JSN here, but I think if you're a heavy receiver, I think you do want an Eckler or a Spears. I think, or even a Benson. I like those guys a lot. I have a decent amount of. I do have a Zach Moss, which I didn't like, but because all these other guys went, I do have Spears twice. And I think I have an Eckler too. I do like those guys. If we
What
think
we
these teams are going to be throwing a lot, like I think the Titans might have to be. I think Spears is going to be perfect.
What we should have done is took Seth's draft. Do you have keepers in that draft you did this past weekend, Seth?
No.
We should have took Seth's whole redraft league, Jordan, and went
Just put it
round
up
by
there.
round on his
Yeah.
exact draft is what we should have done.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Yeah, you would have picked it
and just-
apart for sure. Some of the
and
picks.
just absolutely slammed, his home league. Okay, next year on this list, we're going into the 10th round. Jameson Williams. What do we end on? Sorry, I'm okay.
No, it's Williams.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, Dalton
Schultz, Chase
Yep.
Brown, Gus Edwards, Blake Corum, Cortland Sutton, Ezekiel Elliott, Jaden Daniels, Adonai Mitchell, Jared Goff, and Trevor Lawrence. Getting tougher here. I think Chase Brown's my favorite play here.
Yeah, I don't mind some of the running backs here again. Like, I don't mind. I like the Chase Brown. I really like Blake Corum if you're not drafting Kyron. So I have virtually zero Kyron really. So I have a lot of Corum. And then I like Daniels. I mean, Jaden Daniels is probably my favorite quarterback this year based on value, him and Caleb Williams. I'm really growing on Caleb Williams. I know I kind of trend early on. You had him ranked high, and I had him ranked low, and I really like the two rookies. Like I'll be honest, I have a lot of best balls with both rookie quarterbacks. Like I have Jaden Daniels stacks and Caleb Williams stacks, and I like those. I like Goff. I like Lawrence. I like the quarterbacks in this round, but Jaden Daniels is my favorite for sure. And then I like Corum. I think I like Corum and Chase Brown quite a bit too in this round. Again, these later rounds, man, I think you can find good value in these rounds, and some people aren't on. I like the value. And again, Trent, though, my draft strategy is to load up on the good wide receivers early and then kind of really look for value down late with these running backs, quarterbacks, and go from there.
I think my least favorite pick here, I think I'm going to go with Gus Edwards.
I think AD Mitchell's a bad pick. But
Mitchell, yeah. Gus Edwards, do we think Vidal's going to be maybe the guy? I don't think we know.
No, Trent, I don't know if you saw us a week ago. Vidal was not projected to make the team.
No, I saw that, but then he tore it up in the preseason game on Sunday. So
did he? I didn't see.
He had some pretty big runs. So that's where I'm like, man, I just don't know if we know who that Chargers running back is. Probably can start getting any of them in these late rounds. And then Christian Watson, potentially the Packers' #1 wide receiver. It's kind of hard to say who that is. Probably not a bad pick there. And I like Jameson Williams. Maybe
I was gonna say if you're going RB heavy early, I think Williams is a really nice target in these later rounds.
Yeah, it's not going to take a lot, and I think he's still getting better there. Seth, what are you thinking here? You love the Trevor Lawrence pick because you used to have the same hair as him.
Yeah. I think I lean a quarterback in this round. It ended up working out in my draft. I was going to take Daniels because everyone had a quarterback ready for a while. I was going to take Daniels in the 15th round, and someone at the beginning of the 15th round took him as their second quarterback. Super annoying. Most of these guys know fantasy football pretty well, and yet they still grab two quarterbacks. Absolute idiocy or idiocracy. I don't even know what you call it anymore. But I ended up getting Goff later, and I still think I have the best team, so it's fine. But I wish I had Daniels over Goff. But I do like a quarterback in this round.
All right. Next year, we're going into round 10 or going around 11. Curtis Samuel, Jerome Ford, Cole Kmet, Khalil Shakir, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Fryermuth, Justin Herbert, Zach Charbonnet, Josh Palmer, Romeo Dubs, Chuba Hubbard, and Tyler Lockett. So, Jordan, talking about running backs, Chuba Hubbard is probably going to be the starting running back for the Panthers, is what it's looking like, right? What did
I have just
he might be the poor man's Rachaad White this year, is what I'm saying. He might get all those dump offs from Bryce Young. I think we're being a little critical on the Panthers offense. And I think for this volume here, in the what round are we in? The 11th round. I think Chuba Hubbard very well could be a poor man's Rachaad White, where he's getting all these dump downs. Volume will be there. I'm not afraid of Jonathan Brooks. I trust Canales, and Bryce Young is just going to give him the ball. The volume will be there, and I think Chuba Hubbard gets put into a really good running back situation just off of volume alone. But
yeah, you are definitely higher on Hubbard than I am. I've kind of crossed out Panthers running backs, to be honest.
For the ADP, I think it's okay. I think it's really good right here for a dart throw running back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I wish I knew more about the Jonathan Brooks stuff. I'm trying to.
It was like an ACL middle of last season, and I don't think they're going to rush him back.
Yeah, who else do they have there? Like, who else do they have on the depth chart? I guess
I'd have to look at it a little harder.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Seth, what are you thinking in this round? Miles Sanders and Raheem Black.
I think Curtis Samuel's my favorite here.
Yeah.
Well, he's hurt right now, Seth. He has the turf toe. You still like him?
Yeah, I still think so.
I mean, Trent, in this round though, Trent, like, you're not drafting for the first couple of weeks. I mean, you are, but you aren't. Like, I mean, if guys are gonna drop because of injuries with ADP, like, that's fine. Like, as long as they're not serious long-term injuries, like, if they're back by week 3, 4, you're okay. Like, you're drafting these guys as probably bye-week fillers anyways. So, like, it's not the end of the world to draft the guys who missed the first couple of weeks.
But if Curtis Samuel
you just
has
said IR spot.
now,
IR spot, like you said earlier.
Yeah. I don't know if turf toe's on IR. I don't know. It probably does get you on IR for a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the IR spot in the NFL is in fantasy football is if they have an out tag next to their name, they can go on the IR spot.
What about Shakir?
My favorite
Shakir?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him. My favorite Trent is probably Cole Kmet. I like Kmet this year. I think he's going to be solid in that offense. So I like Kmet.
It won't take a lot to be a top 12 tight end either. All right. Round 12. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Jacoby Myers, Matt Stafford, Luke Musgrave, Jerry Jeudy, Rashid Shaheed, Mike Williams, Xavier Legette, Jalen Wright, Rico Dowdle, Gabe Davis. I'm Team Rico here, man. This late in the round for running back. Is that what you're thinking, Jordan? I think that
I like the running. I like 3 guys in this round. I'll let Seth go, and maybe takes one of mine, maybe doesn't.
Can you see it okay, Seth?
No, I can't. If you can put it back real quick. Man, I don't really know.
You want me to go, Seth?
Yeah, you can go. I don't really know if I like really anyone in this round, to be honest.
I like 3 guys, and they got drafted back to back to back. I really like Legette. If you need receivers, like if you're going RB heavy early, looking for value receivers, I like Legette. Like I said, I kind of like the Panthers passing game more than anything else. And then I like Jalen Wright and Rico Dowdle quite a bit. Wright's looked really good this preseason. And we have, like I said, I have almost 0 A-chain. So, like, when you have like 0 of these big guns, you kind of want to take these guys on the same team, that are cheaper. Like Jalen Wright, if A-chain gets hurt, Mostert's 40 years old. He's not, but he's old, for running backs. Jalen Wright's look good. Like, he's basically a version of A-chain. Like, he fits that mold of these Dolphins running backs. And so A-chain we were taking in this spot last year. So, yes. I mean, who's to say Jalen Wright's not the same exact thing? Like, it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but it's possible.
No. It's just, hey, he's injury away.
He's an injury away. He's explosive in that great scheme that they have with running backs. And then I like Dowdle like you do, Trent. I think he's the RB1 there. I think, like I said, again, like I'm going to go back and keep like layering on top of each other. Trent, if you tell me I go in the year with James Conner, Tyjae Spears, Blake Corum, Jalen Wright, I'm fine with that. Or Eckler, Spears, Swift, and Dowdle. I like those 4. I can live with those 4 running backs. I'm fine with it. I'll make it work.
All right. Next round here, going into the 13th round, Brandon Cooks, Marshawn Lloyd, Josh Downs, Tyler Algier, Jahan Dotson, Jalen Polk, Keandre Miller, Ty Chandler, Taysom Hill, Antonio Gibson, Ben Sinnott, and what is Vidal's first name? I'm blanking.
Kamani Vidal.
Kamani Vidal. What's Sinnott's first name? Is it Ben?
Ben.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This round here, man, it's a tough round here.
I'll go. I got one.
Who's your one?
Antonio Gibson, another late round running back. Like, again, Trent, like, yes, he's grown on me lately, more recently. He's going to get work. They're going to be down. They're going to be throwing. Like, you're taking flyers down here. And, like, Vidal, Ty Chandler, Condre Miller may not even make the team. Sean Payton said he has an uphill battle to make the team. Tyler Algier, like, and we know what Antonio Gibson's going to have a role in that team. The team might be awful.
You say
they're going to be behind.
Miller
might
not make the team.
Sean Payton said he faces an uphill battle to make the team. He has been practicing
Payton's
all.
not. Yeah, but Miller's on the Saints.
Payton's, no, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
sorry.
good.
Dennis Allen, right? Is it
Dennis
Allen?
Yeah. I can't think of the name either.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting me there. It's late, and I'm still thinking Sean Payton and Saints. But Dennis Allen said he has a hard time facing an uphill battle to make the team. Like, we just know Antonio Gibson's going to touch the football. And in the 13th round, a running back that's going to touch the football, maybe he squeaks out, like, probably better full point PPR. I'll admit that. But even if he gets 5-6 points a week, I don't know, man. Is my RB2? There's ways you can make that work.
There was some guys that really like Marshawn Lloyd for a little bit. He got a little banged up, didn't he? I don't think it's like season. Like, I don't think it's too serious.
Yeah, I think he's fine, but
yeah,
I feel like their depth chart. What's their depth chart look like?
He's kind of a fumbler in college, so I don't know if they're going to give him. He's definitely not going to be the wear and tear, wind up the clock type guy. I kind of like Polk Jordan. I think he's the biggest receiver there? Like, I know it's not pretty, set stuff. Like, I just think he's going to be on the field a lot. They're going to be throwing
Trent,
a lot.
This is, again, like, why I want to grab my wide receivers early. Because there's more running backs I like down here, more than receivers I like down here.
Yeah, I want Keandre Miller to be good so bad, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Is anyone from that Texas A&M national championship run going to be good in the NFL?
You mean TCU?
Sorry, TCU. I said, yeah, yeah. And I like Vidal is a guy that could be, if he makes the team, he could get a lot of volume there.
I think Algier is also not bad. Just like, if you don't have now, Trent. Algier is a guy that I think is worth. If you took Bijan early, I think Algier is worth a handcuff.
Yeah.
Now I also think he's also worth like a decent, as like an RB4 or 5 if you don't have Bijan. But like, if you take a Bijan, Breece Hall, CMC is a tough one to handcuff. But like Hall, I think like taking Braylon Allen late is solid. I think Bijan solid. Take Algier late too.
They're saying Mason is kind of the guy to own there in San Francisco.
It's hard to know, though.
CMC. Yeah.
Hard to know.
All right. Round 14. Jalen McLaughlin, Ray Davis. A lot of guys are getting big on Ray Davis. Baker Mayfield, Tracy, New York Jets. Is that the Purdue guy, I think, maybe? Deshaun Watson, Ricky Purcell, Elijah Mitchell, Troy Franklin, Cade Otton, Devontae Wicks, Quentin Johnson, Hunter Henry. Rough round.
Running backs,
kinda-
late running backs. McLaughlin and Davis for me. I like them.
Davis has been getting a lot of buzz. Guys really like him. Probably going to be getting the rushing TDs if it's not Allen there. And then, yeah, it's probably Davis and McLaughlin are the best two, Jordan. I
Yeah.
don't hate Franklin just because he's with Bo Nix. Bo
Yeah,
Nix
that
is
could
kind of
be
getting some
something.
buzz right now.
But
They
I
kinda
read that like Franklin's kind of buried on the depth chart a bit.
behind Sutton and
But like on the flip side, maybe he develops later throughout the year. But I don't know. It's tough.
okay. Not a lot to like hate here. Last round here. Braylon Allen, Darnell Mooney, Bucky Irving, Roman Wilson, Isaiah Likely, Khalil Herbert, Damian Pierce, Tyler Conklin, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Estimi, Roshan Johnson, Alexander Madison. So
I'll just say, like, if you're just want to completely punt tight end, I don't mind Isaiah Likely real late. You know, like I think he's viable. I don't know. Don't mind him.
are they acting like he might be playing some wide receiver too?
Yeah, or
Yes.
they just might go too tight end personnel a little bit too. But yeah, I think he's gonna be on the field
Yeah.
quite a bit. I think they want to give him the ball.
Seth, anything here?
Oh man, I don't know.
Is Estimi looking okay, Jordan? I feel like I've heard some.
It's just
positive
there's a
stuff
lot
about
of guys
Estimi.
there. There's a lot of guys
Yeah.
I
on
think
that.
I'd rather
on that
take
team.
a kicker in this round, to be honest with you.
It's probably true. We do not have kickers.
I don't
on
mind
this draft.
Braylon Allen. Like I said, I think Braylon Allen is super, super talented. He was really
Especially
good
if you
at
have Brees.
Wisconsin. Especially if you have Brees. But even again, like for me, like how I'm drafting Trent, I gotta take flyers on these guys, right? Like, you gotta take flyers on running backs down here, you know, just because it's just how it works. When you're drafting five wide receivers in the first 7 rounds, you're gonna have to take chances on running backs down here. And when I take chances on running backs, I want talented guys who are probably an injury away from filling roles, right? So
Yeah. So Alexander Madison.
gosh, what team is he even on? That sounds
He's on
bad,
the
but
Raiders.
actually,
They signed him, but it's been all Zamir White.
yeah.
But he's kind of been a guy that, like, if the guy gets injured, you know, you're going to get like a game and a half good out of Alexander Madison. Then to be like, oh, this is why this guy's a backup running back. Like, I don't know, whatever. Like, you always, like, because I used to always have Dalvin Cook, and I'd have Alexander Madison, and he would be okay for like a game or two. And it was just like, this guy's just a very average NFL running back. Like, I can't figure out what his
That's
deal
why
was.
he failed last year, Trent.
No, I know. Yeah. So, anyways, I think this is good doing this round by round value. It's always
good
interesting
exercise.
breaking down each
Yeah.
round. Anything else you guys want to say here? We've been going on for a little bit. I don't know if we need to do any divas. We can just
No.
say Phil for, you know, being on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 2 out of
Renaissance
3 weeks.
fairs,
Traveling
Yeah.
without bringing his stuff on purpose,
Yeah,
probably.
not knowing how to use a router outside of his house, asking Jordan how to make a router out of tinfoil. I think we could all say, you know, how expensive like Sunday ticket is, and you don't even get all the games.
Dude,
Probably be a good group one.
I gotta just bite the bullet. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. I don't know. It's just I screwed up by not buying the discount in before June, right? Because you get $100 off if you buy early. I screwed up. I didn't buy that, and now I'm looking at paying $480.
Did they price gouge us? Like, was it more this year than what it was last year?
No, it was the same, but a lot of us, because it was the new on YouTube, they like promoted it a lot, and so I just bought it early. And I bought it early and split with somebody, so that helped me. But like this year, it's like I'm looking at $480 to watch football. It's probably fine. I'll probably just bite the bullet. Maybe I'll try to split with somebody. But like, I don't know. I just don't like to stream. Yeah, I don't like to do the
And then your backup. You know, it's like I don't even know if that's allowed anymore. You know, rip.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I don't know. It's just hard. Like Sunday football, watchers. I just want to like sit on the couch and know that I have like, and I will say this, like the multi-screen was really cool on YouTube TV last year.
Yeah.
And so I don't
But
know.
man,
I gotta figure it out. I gotta think about that next
Here's
couple
the
weeks.
pro tip. Here's a little list, a little help to all listeners out there. If you have someone you know who is in college that isn't into
Yeah.
football, or maybe they just are trying to save some money, ask them for their student ID and get that student discount. That is a very fat
It's a good
discount.
idea.
You just have to know one person.
May need to think about that, Trent.
I did that last year. I think I got the whole season for $120. So like
I might
don't
need
know if
to
it's the
start
law,
thinking
so
about someone who's in college.
you coach basketball, Jordan. Just start spamming.
Actually, I got the perfect. Yeah,
coach.
we're gonna figure this
there
out
you go.
right now.
Yeah, get that student ID. All of a sudden, who said college kids are worthless? That's not true. We never said that. So, anyways, I think that does it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have something else Monday. Our dudes episode's coming up shortly. Good luck this draft month. If you like this episode, let us know what we did good on YouTube at tffdudes. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.